Hello everybody, plant friends, herbal enthusiasts, all of you, welcome. Thanks for joining me today. I'm Heather, your herbalist, farmer, medical intuitive out of Wyoming. We are just outside the greater Yellowstone ecosystem and we grow herbs. I make potent herbal remedies in the form of tinctures, salves, oils, and teas. I want to get into my way of taking my herbs that I work with every day. They are incredibly effective and potent and awesome and help to nourish our inner vitality and wellness through lifestyle, through nutrition, through taking the herbs every single day. We do need to take them specifically, and I want to say this is not medical advice. Always consult your primary care physician, whether that is your herbalist, your naturopath, or a conventional medical doctor. Please definitely chat with them before you begin any dietary supplement regimen, as well as understand that this is my way of taking herbs. I am not recommending to you that you must take them in this fashion. So let's get into the dailies for me. During this time of year, I love to give my body a little extra support in the immune system area. And that comes from two main blends and then my nutrition blend to round it all off, Nettle Dandelion Vitamin Bitters. This guy is my favorite bitter herb blend because it is nettles and dandelion with a little bit of peppermint just to soothe the stomach. We're getting a passive detox from chlorophyll that is highly saturating all of these plants, and we are nourishing ourselves better with nature-made nutrients from the dandelion and the stinging nettles that have a high dose of phytochemicals in the form of water-soluble, fat-soluble, and mineral vitamins. We are getting a true multivitamin out of the plants in this blend, nettles being the main ingredient. I always use fresh plant material in my vinegar extracts, so we are getting the highest concentration of all of these plant materials. I have my nettle patches and my dandelion patches spaced throughout the farm in more wild areas, so they are having a similar stress response as they would in the forest. This creates a very potent plant to then go into the herbal extract, in this regard, form of vitamin vinegars. So we have vinegar, there's a little bit of alcohol in here just to keep the blend shelf stable, to help inhibit growing a SCOBY in your bottle, because that makes it a little difficult to get it out of here. So I take this one every day through the winter especially. I do take it in the summer, but not as intensely as I do in the winter. This one, for the winter time, I'm taking 3 milliliters once a day, if not twice if I'm feeling unwell. And about the droppers that I use is they are graduated. You can see they have the dose marking on the dropper. So you know when you squeeze this bulb and release, you can see if you're getting a mil, if you're getting a half mil, or a 3/4 or a 1/4 mil. That is going to be key, how much extract you are getting into your mouth. The digestive bitters that I make are vinegar extracts with awesome nutritional plants. I like to have us take the dropper straight from the bottle to our mouth, so we are talking to the taste buds that understand communication from digestive bitter constituents in plants. I have a great article on my blog that talks about the vagus nerve and the mechanism behind talking to our T2R receptors in the mouth, how that affects our digestive system, and what clues that gives us as to how awesome dietary supplement bitters are from plants. Not only are you getting the nature-made nutrients that are nourishing your nature-made body, you're also getting the bitter properties that help to enhance and optimize your natural digestive state. Next, we are going to talk about my two favorite go-to immune system support herbal blends that I make. First is Expect Clarity. That is this guy, Expect Clarity, mainly featuring Osha root. Liguisticum filcinium is the variety that I work with here in the Rocky Mountain region. It's what we have growing in Wyoming and up into Canada in the northern Rocky Range. And Osha root is an amazing herb. It is so nourishing to the vital capacity of our lungs. It is also an amazing and documented antiviral, antimicrobial, and circulatory encouraging herbal remedy. With the lung capacity, there are studies showing that Osha increases lung capacity by up to 40%. That is so amazing. It is not stimulating the immune system, so it is very effective for people with asthma. And I have noticed that as I work with Osha more and more, what I feel in my brain from brain fog, from tiredness, that extra boost of oxygen that is coming from the Osha root comes into the brain, makes me feel so much more vitally aware, awake, and excited about life. Osha is an herb for our times. We are optimizing the vital lung qi with this blend. And Osha, because it is a circulatory encouraging herb, it tends to be slightly drying if we take it on a regular basis. This is with any herb that is really encouraging heat and circulation in the body. Great for a phlegmy lung congested state, but if we take it too often, we can also go over to a sticky, dry state where we have junk in our lungs that is stuck in the bottom or anywhere else in our lung tissue. Osha as an expectorant is going to help encourage that to be released, but if we're taking too much of the Osha by itself, we are going to notice that that is dry and stuck in our lungs. This is not good either. We're going from a wet, damp state, cool, and then we're pushing our body over into a hot, congested state. Not good for eliminating things like lung congestion. So in this blend that I've created, we have plantain, horehound, mullein, rose hips as well to help give us that moisture, give us that extra support, antifungal support from the mullein, the moisture and the strengthening capacity of the other two as we work on the lungs. It's a very well-rounded blend, and I am taking, again, 2 milliliters of my Expect Clarity every single day right now because it is winter, because we are in sickness season. It helps to encourage so many components of the immune system. So when I take my dropper out, I'm filling it twice to the 1 milliliter line. I'm putting that in a little shot glass that I have in my house, in my kitchen where my herbs live, and putting that in there, filling it with water, and taking the shot of herbs. In addition to the Expect Clarity, I'm also adding my Elderberry Elixir. This is a true elixir where it has decocted herbs, a super strong tea, it has some raw honey from my local beekeeper, and it has tincture extract. All of my immune line is made in a true elixir form where you have blends of decoctions, you have tinctures, you have local raw honey, all combined to make a super potent, well-rounded, full constituent plant blend. My elderberry elixir is delicious. Also, fresh ginger juice that I juice from organic ginger is in this elderberry elixir. Ginger helps to move other plants, even chemicals. There are studies also showing that ginger will help to facilitate movement of pharmaceutical drugs. So we know that as we put in elderberry into our bodies, the other herbs that are in this blend, we're going to encourage their flow through the body with the fresh ginger juice. And again, I'm taking 2, sometimes 4 milliliters. I kind of feel it out in the morning. Take that in the morning. I might take more of this in the evening. And again, it's filling that up to that 1 ml line on the dropper every morning, 2 to 4 times, and putting it in the shot glass with the Expect Clarity. So that is my morning regimen, the 3 of them for now. I do like to switch it up. In the summer, I'll take the Rocky Mountain Immune Blend, and we'll talk about that at another time. I also have a cherry bark cough calmer. Does not taste like cherry, but it does help to relieve a spastic cough situation. So that's my morning regimen. I should say most every day because I am not perfect. I do miss days here and there, but I do strive to take those at least 5 days out of the week. I want to talk about a couple of plants that I have in my apothecary that are more rare extracts that you have a harder time finding elsewhere. And that is Pedicularis and Pulsatia. I do require a consultation before taking Pulsatia because we need to understand fully that this is a homeopathic remedy as a tincture with fresh plant material made by an herbalist, me, who fully understands how to make a homeopathic remedy. Pulsatia has been an herb I've worked with for many, many years with my own struggles with anxiety and stress. And I find that this herb, when we have the kind of stress or anxiety responses to social situations, going into crowds, going into stores even, or farmers markets, where we get a little overwhelmed as empathetic people. We can feel all of this energy floating around. We're not always feeling very supported by our nervous systems in these situations. I have done a lot of work with myself and my clients to alleviate this otherwise, but Pulsatia is a great herbal blend. And like I said, she is a homeopathic style tincture. And what I mean by that is this 4-ounce bottle has 1,200 servings in it. 1,200 servings in a 4-ounce bottle. This is easily a 2-year supply of herbal extract. Part of why it's one of the more expensive herbal blends in my apothecary. And I'll just show you how I like to take Pulsatia. I carry her in my vehicle. She's always in my car. I'll take her to farmers markets with me. I always have her when I'm going to places like concerts or when we go up to the big city of Billings. I get a little overwhelmed by that energy of a city, especially because I live in a rural environment. I am generally alone on the farm unless I'm with clients. So I take Pulsatia with me everywhere just to give my nervous system some support, to ground me, to have a plant in my body that is sinking me back into my roots, that are touching Mother Earth, that are supported by Mother Earth. And Pulsatia brings me back into my body instead of floating around with an anxiety response. So we have our dropper here. And those of you who do essential oils probably know about the little cup that we have between our pointer finger and our thumb. And that sits right here. There's a little divot in the connective tissue between the thumb and the pointer finger, and it forms a little cup if you look. So I take the 4 drops, 1, 2, 3, 4, into that little cup and take the herb into my body and feel, I'm not anxious right now, but she just simmers the body, the nervous system down. You can take up to 6 drops, up to 6 times a day, no more than that. All of that information is on the bottle. And again, I do require a consultation before you purchase this herb from my apothecary. That is an herb I love, love, love so very much. She grows at 9,000 to 10,000 feet. I harvest her in a very sacred space in the Bighorn Mountains of Wyoming. Pedicularis is another herb that is a rare extract that I use and have used for many years for headaches. The way I work with this herb is I take 2 milliliters, and again, that's filling to the 1 ml line twice. I put the Pedicularis into an 8-ounce glass of water and drink that slowly over 20 minutes or so. When you can catch your headaches before they're in full expression is always best. But Pedicularis will work in a pinch for something more of a mild headache. It is a vasodilator, it is a nervous system pain reliever, and for me it works very quickly, very effective. It works faster for me than aspirin, and I love to use it instead because we have lots of receptors in our body for plant chemicals. We have no receptors for aspirin. And the Pedicularis is a topical use as well in my arnica pain balm, but I love it internally for that headache response, and a little bit goes a very long way. Like I said, 2 mils in an 8-ounce glass of water. Sip it slowly over 20 minutes and your headache will dissipate. So all of these are linked below in the notes. Thank you for joining me on this first of many videos as to how I take my herbs on a regular basis. Thank you so much for being here. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. If you feel called to do so, please share this with friends. Get on my website to stay in the know of when I post new videos, when I send out blog posts, and the best part, when you sign up for my email list, you get a 20% discount in the Apothecary. I look forward to working with you again soon, and thank you for joining me today.